y'all doing? This is your girl Giselle, the She Boss. Thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for tuning in. Coming to you from the She Cave today. This is how we do this, where we at with it. I just want to thank everybody for all y'all support, y'all motivation, y'all encouragement. Thank y'all so much. I really love it and appreciate it, okay? It does not go unrecognized. So I just wanted to be the first to tell y'all, all right? And I just want to thank everybody for joining me, tuning in, all the support, love, encouragement. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Before I get started, if you haven't already, going over to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, all right? At She Boss Talks. That's SHIIBOSSTALKZ, all right? That's She Boss Talks. Follow me on TikTok, IG, Facebook, YouTube, Clubhouse, everywhere, okay? And also the website, right? If you haven't already, and if you do not know, I am a business strategist, okay? And I am a spiritual consultant as well. If you would like to book a call with me, you can go on over to the website at SheBoss21inc.com, all right? And that's SHIIBOSS21inc.com, all right? Let's see what we can do for you, get you set up today. All right, so listen, let me go ahead and get into it, man. I wasn't going to really talk about this, but I see some people are still on the sleep sheep side of things real quick. So let me just break this down to you all, how oppression, indoctrination, mental slavery, and how we are being bamboozled in food, okay? But let me just give a disclaimer. Yes, the elite are trying to take out a nation of people, all right? But they will not be successful because we do not die, we multiply, just like baby kids, all right? So they'll never be all the way successful with that. That's the problem. We keep coming back, we keep regenerating. One of the issues with this is the fact that they do not like the fact that we keep coming back, we keep regenerating, we keep procreating. So what they are trying to do is they are trying to just stop to where no more bodies are getting produced, all right? Because they feel like we're at mass population, all right? Or we're at mass capacity and we don't need any more humans to be produced, okay? Because what they are trying to do is get it to where we never die and we basically live on forever by figuring out how to basically extract your consciousness out of your mind and transfer it onto a computer chip, all right? And that's just pretty much how it goes. Now, Elon Musk has already been successful at this. And I know that they say that they're doing it on the monkeys and the monkey's been chipped and all that. If you don't believe me, Google it. You can see the video where the monkey has the chip already implanted in his brain. And what he's doing, he's playing video games and stuff. And he's programming the devices using his mind, all right? So let me break this down for y'all, because this little Nas X display or whatever the case is, like, the only reason I'm even complimenting on it because there's a bigger agenda and propaganda going on here. I do not care about any celebrity, public figure, anything. I don't care about their sexual preference or anything that they do in their bedroom. None of that. I don't care if a man wants to have a baby. I don't care about none of that. But the fact of the matter is there are already men being impregnated, okay? People do not realize this. They think that Little Nas's CD cover, album, release, party, whatever the hell, announcement, whatever he's got going on, they see that and they feel like, oh, this is creative artistic expression. And don't get me wrong, as an artist, as a creator, I actually like what he does. I love his artistic expression and freedom. Whoever he has working with, top notch, all right? But this just goes to show you that the money that's being put behind him and the quality of his productions and the staging of his every single event, move, video, he gets the best there is, all right? Do y'all see the level of editing and the definition of those videos and those pictures? That looks like something you ain't never seen before in real life. And that lets you know that he is being pushed by an almighty machine, okay? If y'all never heard about how they do these Disney kids and, you know, these Nickelodeon kids and stuff, and how they molest them, they drug them up, they do basically like MK Ultra, which is like a hypnosis type of control mechanism. They do it to us on a larger scale by using things like music and using things like playing on your psychological, because a lot of people don't realize how the psych works. Okay, when they play on our psych with stuff like this, they do things in front of us to normalize it so that by the time we see it, we don't think twice about it because we've already seen it. So they'll put it in front of you and they'll say, oh, this is just this is just experimental data. This is just for experimental purposes. This is just to collect data. Meanwhile, they've been collected the data before they actually told you about it, because that's how they know what to do. That's how they've already produced whatever it is, and that's how they put it in front of you, because it's actually already been going on behind the scenes. But that's the part that they're not going to tell you. So what I need y'all to understand is there is a larger agenda here. I spoke about this not in another video, but your boy Mr. Gates, okay. And I said it was his dad, but it was his dad, and it's another lady that started the Planned Parenthood program. I cannot think of the lady's name, but somebody in the comments did drop her name down. I think it was Barb or something. I can't remember off the top of the head. Y'all do y'all research on that. Okay, but anyway, the Planned Parenthood was a program that was instilled to basically convince, like I said, lower level and economically disadvantaged people in economically disadvantaged communities to have abortions, to get free WIC vouchers and free government fund food. Okay, so let me tell y'all something about these WIC vouchers, because nothing is ever free. They tell you it's free, you need to be suspicious of it. All right, anything they tell you, actually, you need to be suspicious of it, because they're not gonna tell you the truth. All right, but they use a lot of tactics and hocus pocus and trickery and buffoonery to trick your mind. All right, it's just to trick your mind. See, a lot of us, we see things and we think that we're thinking freely because we think we actually are thinking on our own accord, but we don't know that everything that we know and think of is based on what we've been told, taught, and not taught. So when they put it in front of us, that is their way of teaching us. It's kind of like you're constantly watching a movie, and in a projector screen is constantly rolling out in front of you. So everything you see is playing on your subconscious mind. It's not playing on your conscious mind, because right here you're paying attention to it, but in the back of your mind you're not, and you don't realize how the back of your mind really works to affect everything else that you believe. All right, but the people that show you this shit, they know. So when Planned Parenthood was created, those WIC vouchers and that WIC milk that we used to get for our kids, and I got it too because I was getting WIC vouchers because I didn't know I was a teen parent. But this is about 15, 16 years ago, right? The stuff that they was putting in the formula, those chemicals and things like that, this has been tested and proved. Y'all can Google it. I'm not telling you no lie. Do your research. They did a test on kids that was breastfed, and they tested kids that had been on these formulas. And what they found was that the chemicals that was used in these formulas, some of the same chemicals that they be putting and spraying on these foods nowadays, all right? What they did was they put those chemicals in the baby formula that they was giving out for free in economically disadvantaged communities. And one of those chemicals in the formula was something that was going to increase the chances of the teenagers either being homosexual or having bisexual tendencies by the time they turn to teenagers. All right, so they did a test on this, and the results showed that, I might have my numbers wrong, but I think I'm almost certain, 39% of the breastfed children had developed into, either bisexual or homosexual. They had developed bisexual or homosexual tendencies by the time they turned 13. 75% of the children that took the baby formula, 75% of them had homosexual or bisexual tendencies by the time they turned 13. So this is the statistics. Okay, now mind you, this was 16 to 17 years ago. Think about this. Think about how many teenagers now are gay or bisexual or whatever the case is. Confused as fuck, if you ask me. But the levels of it has gone up. I'm not against teens being whatever the hell they want to be or identifying with whatever they want to be. The problem that I have is when these agendas and these these images are being forced on the teens, and then it becomes a trend, it becomes a fad, and teens are not really making their own decisions to do this or accept this as a lifestyle. They're doing it because it's trending on TikTok and stuff like that, okay? Or they seen it enough times in front of them on TV shows, they hear about it in music, they see it in movies. It's becoming a popular trend, all right? So they mimic what they see, and we all know that the music today targets the teenagers, all right? So this is my issue with Lil Nas X and this pregnancy thing, because they're already trying to eliminate us procreating by turning the future generations gay, all right? They're even teaching gender identity to kindergartners and the preschools. Why in the world would a child need to even learn or start knowing about what the hell gender identity is, all right? So this is an attack on the nation, y'all. Y'all don't realize that curriculum is not the same as it was. See, I'm 39 years old. Curriculum in these schools is not the same as it was when I was in school. They don't even teach critical thinking anymore. And it's no wonder why the kids are not able to think. Have y'all noticed when you ask these children questions and their answer is I don't know all the time? Most of the time they're not really being funny. They're really being for real. They don't know because they don't know how to think. They haven't been taught proper critical thinking skills in order to be able to think, because the idea is for the elites to be able to control the future generation's mind. So they're more and more like cyborgs and robots kind of existing just on autopilot, all right? We do not realize that how much we're like computers. That's why they put these viruses out here for us to catch. Think about it. Who catches viruses besides computers? All right. So I know that we don't realize that because we think that the human brain is what's really operating our systems, quote unquote systems. Y'all, you listen to the words and terminology. They use a lot of trickery in this stuff, okay? But they call it systems for a reason, right? Just the same reason why they call these apps instead of calling them applications, because we don't realize that they've taken over real life applications that we used to do in real life. Because once you're dependent on them, it's like you don't have to think for yourself about anything anymore. The apps and the devices think for you. Hence Alexa, Siri, Google, all of that, all right? But let me tell you something. They program these things with what they want to know, because I've asked Google and Alexa and Siri several questions that they have not been able to answer, all right? I'm going to do a video one day, and I'm gonna just show y'all the type of stuff that I be asking, and guess what they tell me? I'm not sure. I don't have the answer to that. I don't know. That means that they did not program these answers into these devices, in these AI, artificial intelligence. They did it for a reason, all right? I'm just gonna tell y'all the type of. I'm gonna give y'all a prime example of the type of questions I ask, all right? Alexa and Google, all of them know every answer to every question in the world, but I got some answers I done asked them, and they ain't told me the answer to. All right, I'm gonna do a video on it. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because yes, they're trying to normalize men having babies. Yes, we know that Lil Nas is not pregnant. Yes, we know that he's saying that he did that because he's giving birth to his album. Okay, so that's fine and dandy. But the issue is they already have men actually being impregnated. All right, where do y'all think they're getting the fetal cells and sacs to grow inside of men? Because we know they don't get pregnant the way women do, all right? And women can get pregnant without men because we possess the Eve chromosome, all right? That's a whole nother video. I'm going to tell y'all about that. And that's why, as y'all may or may not know, the black women is what? God. God and God.